South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem. Governor, thanks so much for being here tonight. I just want to let you know that the Wall Street Journal has just issued a report that's coming across the wires that a fourth woman, a third aide to Andrew Cuomo, has also indicated that she too was victimized and sexually harassed by Cuomo. So the question that I have now is, should Andrew Cuomo resign?
You know, I heard that as well, Judge, and I think that what is amazing to me is how differently the media has treated Governor Cuomo compared to Brett Kavanaugh. Over and over now, we've heard these women tell their stories against Governor Cuomo, and I think that the media not covering it until several of them came forward was shameful. And it just is exactly what has happened throughout this pandemic. They treated him very differently than they treated governors such as myself that made different choices than Governor Cuomo did. I did not shut my state down. I didn't pass any mandates. I didn't issue shelter-in-place orders. Governor Cuomo did all of those and more damage to his people and to his economy, and they held him up as the hero. So I think this is really what we need to make sure that people understand, is that the American people deserve better. They not only deserve better leaders, they deserve better governors than Governor Cuomo. They also deserve better media and the truth and people that are actually reporters now rather than political operatives.
Well, you know, the interesting part of this is, in addition to the problems with nursing homes and now the problem with the sexual harassment allegations, the governor didn't follow his own statutory requirements. And as a result of that, he seemingly has gotten away with this for a period of time. I mean, how much longer before a person like this do you think should be in office? I mean, at some point, should a governor take himself out of office?
Well, this has obviously been something that's repeated over and over in his life and in his actions. He's tried to cover up his actions throughout the COVID pandemic. He tried to cover up the damage done by what happened in nursing homes, the deaths that happened there. And now it appears as though he's tried to cover up what has happened with these young women in his life as well. So we need to get to the bottom of it. We need the facts. But this kind of leadership is extremely detrimental to the promise of this country. And that's the one thing we've seen from state to state across this country this year, is that leadership has consequences. And unfortunately, these women and that state of New York are suffering under his leadership.
And I want to talk about you now. You know, Governor, you really came on the national scene as a governor who stood by business, small business, you know, the workers, the ranchers, the restaurants, the individuals who needed to stay open to survive. And you kept your state open, and you came under tremendous criticism, while someone like Andrew Cuomo, you know, got the applause and the laudits of the mainstream media. And now, with respect to the vaccine, I understand that you are almost at the top, if not at the top, as it relates to vaccine distribution. First of all, how have you done this?
Well, that's exactly right, Judge. We have been in the top 3 in getting our people vaccinated in the entire country the entire time, and we've done it by using the systems that we already have in place. Again, a very different approach than Governor Cuomo used. He created a whole new bureaucracy to try to get people the vaccine, and did it in a very cumbersome, inefficient way. In South Dakota, we partnered with our healthcare systems. We used volunteers and our clinics and pharmacies, and we have 35% of our population now that have gotten their vaccine done. So it has been fantastic to see what can be done, and it's been really refreshing to see the kind of partnerships that we can build. And one thing that would be wonderful, Judge, is if the media would cover that story. It seems as though the only reason I came onto the national scene was because the media attacked me. They called me reckless and irresponsible, and night after night after night, the only reason people were hearing my name was because of all the negativity and the stories that the media was running against me. So it's time we start talking about Republican governors, people that let people keep their freedoms, their freedom of speech, assembly, freedom of religion, let them make personal choices for their family and keep their doors open on their businesses and food on their table, and tell the wonderful stories of how people partnered together to really be successful and get through this pandemic the best that they could.